Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. It's not really anything important except for the people that are interested in this kind of stuff. So fast forward, you got the X Max Ultimate coming out, or is out. And I see all of these videos popping up about, should you buy it? Should you just build your own? Well, for someone that doesn't like to work on these things or doesn't have the ability to work on these things, yeah, the Ultimate might be perfect for you. But $1,500, I mean, an all plastic truck, and then you get a few metal upgrades for $1,500, you could get yourself a nice gas powered with less complications. And I mean, the gas powers are pretty much the big boy toys. Now, with all these lipos that come close to being very comparable to a gas power, to an HP engine, then, these started becoming king. But $1,500 for an Ultimate, how about just build your own? I mean, I know a lot of people aren't going to be spending a lot of money to put into these things, and I don't even want to know what I put into this. But I built this from the ground up because I figured having the X Max all plastic was kind of foolish. I wanted to really put the best parts in this thing as I could. So I did as much hot racing gear as I could. Replaced all the bell crank, steering, all that fun stuff. And found Pro Line. Went with the Pro Line instead of metal. These are supposed to be pretty sturdy, especially adding these plates in here when you get them. It just stiffens up all this. And I put these on here to protect the cups. They're alright. I've already had one shred on me, so they're not really 100% something cool to really do to your truck, but it looks cool at the moment. The only thing I didn't do was your differentials, front and back. That's something maybe for future, but for right now, everything inside these is completely steel spiral. I forget what degree that I got. I think they're mod 1.5s or something. I went with a different style spur, but spur cut, but all replaced steel. Then come into steering. I got the Pro Line. I think those are Pro Line. RPM hubs with the hot racing hub carriers. I wanted plastic still. That way, if something were to snap, it at least snaps and doesn't break everything else. If you're going to change everything over to metal, you're going to have more things snapping because there's no give. So remember that when you're replacing parts. If you're really going to bash these things, make some parts that are going to break on you. That way it doesn't break important stuff. Longer RPM pins that I went with in order to account for these new Pro Lines. I went with the anodized shocks that Traxxas sold. So I did buy a Traxxas hop-up part, but those were the only ones. You had a couple of those. I think that was aftermarket though. I believe the Nerf bars were aftermarket, not Traxxas is what I'm trying to say. And then, of course, battery trays from Extreme Bashing to account for the bigger size batteries that I threw in here. And then you got the Leopard 1050. That thing is a beast. I mean, this thing will stand up. There's more videos to come. I really haven't had time to make a lot of videos on all these RCs that I've gotten so far. But now that these other ones are popping up, you could just build your own. I mean, Power Hobby fans, these things are like a jet engine. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I forget what cut gears I have. I'd have to look into this stuff a little bit more. I'm kind of just throwing this video together right here, as you can see. Underneath, now, I had gotten the spine piece just to protect it from bashing events. I mean, I haven't gone too crazy with this thing, but for the most part, it's still pretty good. And then the internal inside there is the drive shaft stiffener. I'd have to go back on my account and find out who I bought that from, but they have different versions of it, and I think it's called the brace. And I tell you what, it really works. It stiffens the drive shaft through there. There's no vibrations, and once this thing is up and running, I mean, it already sounds like it has better parts on it. I mean, right out of the box, these things are awesome. I actually would love to buy another one just to bash it the way it is, because I actually still have the 6,000 milliamp batteries for this one. But, I mean, that's pretty much it. But I'll have to throw in some more pictures and make a better video than this one. Just kind of sitting around doing nothing, so I wanted to throw this out there. That way I can list all the parts and stuff. But, I mean, you can do your research on eBay. There's tons of stuff out there. I mean, this helped stiffen this up. Somebody made this privately out of their garage. I mean, there's different versions of it out there. I mean, you still had to do some, like, Dremel work to get it, you know, secured in there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was up here. Right there. I had to do some Dremel work. Not that it was, like, a real big deal. And then you also have to do Dremel work underneath to account for the bigger size can that you want to put in there. Because out of the box, man, either something was wrong from the factory, but this thing, even though there was different modes you could take it out of, the settings on the ESC, it wasn't fast. It was almost like it was stuck in a default mode, and I couldn't get it out. But not anymore. Well, anyway, more videos to come. If there's any questions or comments you want to leave, please feel free to. I'll gladly try and help you with the little knowledge that I have getting into this RC field. But again, you could build your own and make it what you want. But buying that other one, I'm not denying it, it's still pretty badass. But that's a lot of money. And you're still gonna have to take stuff apart to put different hop-up parts on. The only thing I don't like about this one is your servo for your steering. You got to take this whole front end off in order to get to it. If you can see it attached down there. And it's really, I don't know. It's a hard place to put it because you got to take this whole front piece off. This whole section comes off in order to get to it. Kind of silly, but that's the design. And that'd be Traxxas. I hope this video was a little bit helpful. Again, this isn't the end-all, say-all. Other people have some really nice rigs out there, and it's a great hobby to get into. All right, well, like and subscribe, and other than that, have a great day.